Hello everybody, Alex Elliott here and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you really enjoy the Masters. The golf season has now started. So today we're going to be talking about a simple drill that's going to get you hitting your 7-iron a lot further. Get in those comments down below, like how far are you currently hitting your 7-iron? I think most people are sort of around that 140 to 155 mark, but let's get this ball traveling a little bit further, but actually making the swing feel ridiculously easy. This is no trick, let's do it now. So today you're joining me on the short game area at Mottram Hall, and it's pretty good for developing our short game, but you must be thinking, Alex, what the heck has this got to do with hitting a 7-iron further? Well, this is so important. What work we do here literally sets the undertones to what work we do on the range in our long game and what we take in our long game out on the course. And I see this so often. I've seen this coming back to coaching. People developing bad patterns in their short game give bad patterns over on the long game. Bad patterns in the long game give us bad patterns on the short game. So let's go over like what I'm seeing right now for most golfers. If you're someone who's struggling with that 7-iron, that feeling of compression and just that sort of poppy shot, we don't like that one that pops up high. This is why a lot of golfers are swinging down into the impact, club heads behind the hands, and we're adding what's called dynamic loft. We're adding loft to our golf club. So if I sort of signified this with grabbing my yellow alignment stick, a lot of us are swinging into the golf ball and we're adding a lot of loft. Now if you think, when you grab a sand wedge and you hit it hard, we get the feeling of the club going, well, the ball going more up than it goes forwards. That's the feeling, and that's what we want with that club. We don't mind that. When we grab a 7-iron in our hand, I want you to have that feeling of it going more forwards and up, and then down. Those things have got to be paramount. So we're going to take you at impact from a loft that points really up to a loft that's going to point a lot more down, a lot more towards target, reduce that dynamic loft. So a lot of this right now is due to how you're moving your body. If you're moving your body and we're standing up, then we've got to release this club out. If you're moving your body and you're significantly ahead of target, you're going to have to try and scoop this ball out. So let's fix this for you with this drill. Let's go into if we had something like a 50 degree. A lot of us are a lot more comfortable hitting like a full wedge than we are a full 7-iron, and a lot more comfortable hitting a 7-iron than we are a 5-iron. But this drill is going to allow you to feel comfortable throughout the game. So it's important that we have a good ball position to start off with. Ball position is really key. So if I had my 7-iron, I'd want it just in between sort of where my heart is here and where my sort of zip line is. You biologists out there might tell me I'm pointing at the wrong point, but ultimately I want the ball position to feel with a 7-iron roughly around here. Okay, so we're going to actually make it hard for ourselves. Now we're going to hit this 50 from a 7-iron ball position. You might be thinking, why? Well, if we can learn to move onto the golf ball with hands ahead with a lofted club and take loft off this, when we actually have the club that's in the correct ball position, with a lot less loft to begin with, like a 7-iron, these things should feel a little bit easier. The way I think about this is we're setting up a drill right now that makes you feel it's a lot harder. So I've got a good ball position and I want you just to make some swings now, trying to feel as though at impact we get these hands ahead. So it's going to feel more rotary and more hands ahead, and there should feel a little bit of a whip down at the bottom of the ball. I really feel like I got pressure moving this way, whereas a lot of you will have pressure moving this way. And if you think, what will this do to my club? Pressure moving up adds loft. We can clearly see here with my 50, I'm turning it into something like a 60. Okay, pressure forwards, pressure forwards. So essentially we're wanting to take our golf club from sort of around this angle to some forward shaft lean. So what I want you to do now is actually, if you've got some balls with you and you're at the range, just try this. Put the ball a little bit forward in our stance. We're not actually hitting a pitch shot right now. We're just trying to feel as though we can get the feeling of a punch shot with a 50 from a forwards ball position. Feelings of the hands are ahead and we're working hard to do this. It's not back and doing it falsely. It's up in our stance and feeling as though we're moving. Let's grab another ball now. Hopefully it's not a Pro V if you guys are at the range. Don't be getting the ones out your bag, get them out the bay, those bad ones. So now let's grab your golf club, okay? Put it across your chest. And if I come close to you now, you'll notice that my golf club is nice and square. I've not got it toe over, I've not got it leaning backwards. I've got this golf club in what would be a square position. I'm just putting it across my chest and I'm going to hold it. So if you think right now, what we don't want to have is sort of this motion, back foot adding lots of loft. We don't want it to be too much scoopy and over. What we want to feel is motions that are like this. Well, look what we've got here. We've got forward shaft lean and we've got the hands ahead of the golf ball. So look at me now. This is what we want. So this is how I think a lot of golfers can really get that feeling of taking dynamic loft off the golf club. Correct ball positions and correct movements with the body. So if you're someone who's standing up, we can't achieve that forward shaft lean, we'd understand why we'd have to be a little bit scoopy. So look at us now. I want you just to simply, if you're watching this now and you're thinking, this is going to be really valuable for me, either carry on and do this with me or download the PDF guide. You can get it from the link down below and it sends you over to the Facebook group. So if we took the same theory now and took it into our 7-iron, club up, hold it, right hand out in front of us, club face nice and square, turn to the top, into impact. So my chest feels more over the golf ball, my chest is slightly ahead of the ball, I've got forward shaft lean. And I want you to do it slowly to begin with and build up some speed, build up some feelings. We're getting club face awareness and hands ahead of the golf ball. So let's go back to what I said right at the start of this video. I said to you I was going to help you take your club face from a position where we had too much loft to now into a position where we're taking loft off. So if we're going to train this now, we're going to have our ball position a little bit further forward, hopefully it's not too far back. I want you just to hit some little halfway back to halfway through, really feeling as though you're getting the body organised as if the golf club across was our chest. And then we're going to go back and through. Really get that feeling of that crisp strike and that ball being clipped off the turf in a short, slow motion. So we would then build it up to more of a half swing, we'd then build it more up to a 3/4 swing, we'd then build it all the way up to a full swing in tiny little baby steps. And I think if you could learn this with a 50 and then filter it into a 7-iron, you're going to see that 7-iron loft become more like a 6-iron and hit it further with a better bang for our buck. We want to get the body moving better, to get the hands ahead of the golf ball, and that is how we're going to hit it further. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. It's a nice simple one that you can use throughout your game, but most importantly, use that marker of your 7-iron and hopefully let's hit it a little bit further.